After this year's Gamescom, it's evident that the gaming industry has a strong reliance on established IPs. Not a total reliance, but a strong one. Furthermore, it's no secret that this has been the case with big budget games for a very long time, a famous early example being, of course, Super Mario Bros. Interestingly, the American release of Super Mario Bros. 2 was actually a reskin of another game known as Doki Doki Panic in Japan. However, because it held the name Mario in the title, it was a well-received commercial success. It showed the undeniable power of an established brand. Over the past decade, we've seen several games receive sequels that went on to sell incredibly well. For instance, back in 2007, over 1 million players were playing Halo 3 online within the first 24 hours. Despite the considerable quality of the game, there's no way it would have sold so well so quickly if it didn't have Halo in the title. People tend to have two different views on upcoming video game sequels. A positive example would be Fallout 4. People enjoyed Fallout 3 so much that a follow-up promising mechanical, narrative and graphical improvements is extremely exciting. It's also important to keep in mind that Fallout 3 came out in 2008, leaving 7 years of anticipation to build up amongst fans. Then there's the less positive example of the Call of Duty games. Each year we see only minor tweaks to the gameplay, and they are released so frequently that fans aren't given time to truly look forward to another entry in the series. Individually, the games are absolutely fine. I for one thought Advanced Warfare was a solid game. However, it's difficult not to get the sense that these games are being released purely for financial motivations, with creativity and innovation being cast aside in favour of efficiency. For this reason, there's a great deal more hype around Fallout 4 than there is around Black Ops 3. Naturally, there is a financial incentive behind all sequels, but sometimes the passion and care invested into an experience is so strong, you forget that the game is essentially a consumer product. The Witcher 3 is the best recent example I can think of, and moreover CD Projekt Red continue to support their game fully, rather than rushing onto a sequel for a quick buck. These days, it's not just sequels that build upon an IP, you also have spin-offs, reboots, expansions and remasters. Spin-offs tend to focus on one element of the main IP, for instance a supporting character, and then make it the central focus. Metal Gear Rising is a great example of this, where both the character and the gameplay are different from typical Metal Gear games, but the general themes and backstories are the same. Reboots are usually done to revitalise a series that's growing stale. Sometimes this is done to incredible effect, like with the amazing 2013 version of Tomb Raider. But if you get it wrong, it can absolutely sink a franchise, or at least cause permanent damage. There's also expansion packs, which are typically done through small doses of DLC compared to the larger physical releases of yesteryear. Finally, remasters are generally older games that have been improved graphically and occasionally have some additional small bonuses. Sometimes they're called definitive editions, other times they're known as remakes. Essentially though, it's just the same thing with a different marketing name. I have to admit to being somewhat cynical of these types of games, especially when you consider just how many there are now. In the case of GTA 5, I couldn't be happier that they decided to remaster the game, but again there are those other times when it's not so good and is obviously a cash grab. The final thought I'd like to leave you with is this. Is it a good thing that so many AAA games released these days are sequels, prequels or remasters or reboots? Does it assure quality, or does it stifle innovation? If you enjoyed this quick video, please do subscribe to the channel for more, and as always people, thanks very much for watching and see you next time.